Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel today. This is your first time checking out one of my videos. My name's Jordan and I review boxing gear. Today I got a first impression, first look of these Heavy Hitter Championship boxing gloves, 16 ounce Velcro. Disclaimer to start off, I was sent these gloves by this company, so I did not pay for these gloves. However, I have received no compensation or other benefits for creating this review. Wasn't given a script or anything to say. I'm just going to give you my honest feedback and first impressions of these gloves. To start off, I'm going to review and kind of talk to you about my first impressions about the makeup of the glove. So the makeup, first thing I'll talk about is the leather. This glove is made of genuine leather, and it says so, has the stamp, the branding that you're probably used to, that you've seen. It says genuine leather there. It feels like genuine leather and it smells like genuine leather. It is a very soft leather. So if you like that in the glove, you would definitely love these. Of any glove I've received right off the bat, you know, without breaking them in, without using them, these are one of the things that stands out to me most about these gloves is how soft the leather is and just how broken in the feel of the leather is. So if you like that, these are definitely a pair of gloves that you would want to consider. Overall, the quality of it, I think the quality of the leather is good. I'll get a little more into detail about the price of the glove at the end, but I'll say now, so these gloves are $99. So a lot of my opinion and first impressions about these gloves are going to be with that in context, that these are $99 gloves. For $99 gloves, this leather is great. The fact that it's genuine leather is really good. A lot of the time gloves in the 100, even up to like 140 price range are using synthetic leather. Sometimes higher quality synthetic leather, but synthetic leather nonetheless. So leather on this, I like it. It's soft, it's genuine, and it's of decent quality. And for the price range it's in, that's appropriate. Next, I'll talk to you about the stitching. So looking over the stitching in the glove, there's nothing glaring, no huge problem, no busted seams or anything like that. There is, like, for example, like right here on the corner, there's just a tiny little bit of a thread kind of hanging out, which is fine. It's the end of a thread that just wasn't cleaned up as well. The line across the back is not super straight or perfect, but again, looking at it just in glance, you wouldn't really know that, but when you get up close and inspect it, it's that way. The stitching on the palm side, this says #1 hitter. It's a little off of this grip bar and kind of bleeds into this stitching up here. So it just doesn't look quite as nice. But again, all that said, functionally, there's no problem with the stitching here. All of that I've just pointed out, it's all aesthetics. And again, for a $100 glove, I think that's appropriate. I don't have a problem with paying $100 for these gloves and having the stitching being the way I see it. So that's good. Next is the liner. So they call this their Playboy liner. So I'll show you. It's soft. It is not like most gloves have some sort of like canvas liner, satin polyester maybe for more of a silky feel for some of them. This is different. They call it their Playboy liner, and it is really similar to the rival RFX Guerrero gloves, the sparring gloves, the interior. I'll say it's a little looser, meaning it is not held in place as tightly as the rival RFX Guerrero. However, that said, there's no bunching up around the back of the arm or down into the fingertip. So the fact that it's a little looser makes no difference at all. It's just, if you compared the two, you know, like I can pinch this up a little bit. You can't really do that with the rival RFX Guerrero. It is very soft, very smooth, very comfortable liner. So it makes for a really nice fit. And I'm surprised for a $100 glove for the liner to be of this quality. Typically gloves in this price range, the 100 to 140, it's some sort of, you know, canvas, satin polyester liner on the inside. So to me, this is a bit of a step up, particularly for this price range. So I was pleasantly surprised with the liner of this glove and think it's really comfortable. Lastly, about the makeup of the glove is the padding. This is another thing that stood out to me right away. So one, you know, to give you an idea of how broken in this leather, you know, I've used these gloves minimally because of COVID situation going on, can't really work out like normal, but have been able to use it some, but it was this broken in when I got it. And the padding is very pillowy. Like if I can press, I have to press kind of hard, but I can press in and I can feel my knuckles through the padding. That said, there's probably a couple inches, maybe 2 inches of padding in this. So I was nervous when first trying these gloves that the padding, yes, it's soft and pillowy, but I didn't think it was going to be enough, and I was actually concerned that I was going to bruise my hands. From the little bit of training I've been able to do in these gloves, my knuckles are fine. You know, I wrap them like I normally do. I tried them a little bit without knuckle guards. No problem, and then I typically do wear knuckle guards. I actually have a video if you want to check out on the ones I use most of the time. They're Skulltech, so I'll put that down in the description. You can check that out, my review of those. I tried these gloves with those, and not surprising with those, no problem at all. But even without those, I didn't bruise my knuckles or anything, which was a surprise given how pillowy and soft these gloves are, but they're still protective enough. So that was a really nice surprise. If you do like more pillowy protection, padding in your boxing gloves, I think you would really like to try these gloves out because it is a very soft, very pillowy padding in them. So overall, the make of the glove, the leather, the stitching, the liner, the padding, for $100, I think you get really good value for your money at a $100 price point for this, for the build and makeup of it. I think you're definitely getting what you're paying for. Okay, so now I'll talk about the look and design of the glove. So this is, you know, obviously Velcro, and they have their branding across the back of the Velcro, back of the glove as well. This just color design with kind of the black background and white over the top of the lettering, and this shape kind of reminds me a similar shape and color scheme as Cleto Reyes. Also the fact that you have your label across the back here, similar to Cleto. That's not a knock, that's just what it reminded me of. The colorway, so this is obviously, they have it listed as their red, blue, and white, but if you get up close, this is a metallic silver, so it's not white. You do have white here on the branding, but this is a metallic silver throughout on the strap, the thumb seam, and back here. They do have some really cool colorways that I would be interested in, even some I don't own any purple gloves, but they have this purple and metallic silver one that looks really good, and then a white one with red and orange and silver, I think, that looks really nice. So they have some really interesting colorways. So I think the branding, this is like as much branding I like on gloves. I generally like it pretty clean and simple, something across the back of the wrist, something across the back of the hand at most. One or the other, both is fine, but I typically don't like more than that, and they stop there. So overall, I think the design is nice. The triple thumb, you know, I think Grant has patented the triple thumb. I don't know how you do that. This is a different kind of style of the triple thumb though. Grant's triple thumb has a really thin center piece of leather that's one color, and then the two strips below and above that center strip are larger. These are more three about the same size, so maybe that's how they get away with it. But I do think it looks nice, the design of the glove. And it's interesting they've, you know, taken that triple thumb design and applied it to the strap as well, which is kind of a nice touch. So overall, looks I think are good. I think it's nice, and that it's not overly designed, and the colorway works well. You know, this is kind of a traditional, I mean, pretty common boxing glove colorway that you see, but they have some other ones on their website that look a little unique that I think look really nice as well. So that was nice. So now I want to talk to you about the fit and feel of the glove. Overall, I think these gloves are very, very comfortable. So I'll go kind of area by area. Hand compartment. This is a compact glove, which I like. So these are 16 ounce. I would have guessed just by how compact the hand compartment is without looking at these, that these were 14 ounce. So if you're someone who kind of goes between 14 and 16 ounce, not so much based on the weight, but more the size of the glove and how big it is on your hand, 16 ounce is the way to go. You know, for example, my Venom hammers, those are 14 ounce because the 16 are just really large. This brand, I would do 16 for sure. 14, I would guess with these would be quite snug. The side of my pinky is right here, so only about a 3/4 of an inch. Normally in other gloves I consider to be compact, I have about an inch on the side, so these are even more, a little more compact than other gloves that I consider to be compact. It is a comfortable hand compartment, holds my hand in a nice punching position, and because it's compact, it's not rattling around in there, so really comfortable hand compartment. The fingertip compartment is also comfortable. It's not too tight. It has that kind of Playboy liner that they take all the way to the tip, so the back of your fingers kind of rub against that. They have a little bit of a liner on the bottom side as well, and a tiny bit of this rolled leather there. I think they've kind of bunched up. So you have a little bit of a fingertip grip bar, but not as pronounced as other brands that do that, like Rival's RFX Guerrero or Venom Hammer. This is more subtle, but it's still nice. It's not uncomfortable. So good fingertip compartment. The thumb, placement of this seam of the thumb is good. I don't notice it. It doesn't pinch here. I notice it and can feel it at the top, so the piece that goes against your webbing here, I feel it, but it's not uncomfortable, especially with I don't have wraps on now, but with wraps I don't notice it, but I can, that's kind of about as high up as my hand goes, so I notice that there, but it's not uncomfortable. It has a good amount of padding, maybe a 1/2 inch of medium density foam, more firm than the foam they have up here across the back of the thumb, gives the thumb a good shape that holds its shape. And my thumb gets close to the tip, but it doesn't get all the way there, so no jamming, which is nice. And obviously, yeah, they have the attachment here on the thumb to prevent, you know, jabbing someone. So thumb, really comfortable. Wrist. This is the place where I would offer some critique and you know, a recommendation for improvement with Velcro gloves. That said, you know, I've said in other videos, for me, lace up is the way to go. If there's a lace up version, that's what I get. I put on lace and loop attachments. I'll put a link down below in the description. You can check out those. Really simple device to turn lace up gloves into a Velcro. So, you know, that said, I'm already not a big fan of Velcro gloves. The issue, I mean, I'll try and really kind of, you know, tighten this up. I can still, you know, kind of move my wrist up here. But honestly, with any Velcro glove, aside from Rival's, who has that wrist lock technology where their Velcro comes all the way up here to your thumb joint and comes down across, so you do get good protection on below the palm and on the higher parts of the wrist. Outside of that, any Velcro glove to me feels this way. So if you're good with that, you'll be good with these. That's just a personal preference of mine. The critique I would give for the wrist, so you'll notice, so I'll close these up. The edge of this, when flat, makes its way to the edge. What I would recommend is that they lengthen this by at least an inch, if not 2 inches, so that when you actually wear the glove and put it on, it's not so far over here. That's more aesthetic, but I just think it looks nicer when the strap comes over and covers this. This isn't very abrasive, so I guess that's why they can get away with it. So if you did use these in sparring or anything, I don't think you're not gonna hurt your partner with these, but it is exposed. Also, and then just like from the branding and looks perspective, I just think it looks nicer when this is over more and centered. Last thing about the wrist, this logo here, I think could be done better. I think it feels a little, I don't know, kind of like an afterthought almost in how it was put there. I would make it a little smaller and a little more centered so that it doesn't go all the way down to the bottom or top and stays there more centered on the strap. Again, all that is aesthetic, not functional, but that's my opinion about the wrist. Last, so I mentioned this, but the price of these gloves is $99 US. Again, this company is based out of South Korea. The gloves are made in Pakistan, but they would come to you from South Korea, so there's going to be some shipping involved. Another glove that I would compare these to, based on, you know, in this price range and a similar fit and feel, I think trying to do a similar thing that these gloves are trying to do would be the Sabas Super Soft boxing gloves. So Sabas is a company based out of California, and they make Mexican style boxing gloves, and their Super Soft is supposed to be their version of like a more winning-esque type glove with softer, more pillowy padding. And those are $130, but you can often get them, they're almost always on sale, I think, for $115. So these, I would compare them to. However, not even just on the price, just the fit and feel of these, the comfort of the hand compartment, and the pillowiness, what they're trying to accomplish, that more Japanese style pillowy feel of the padding in the knuckles. This glove gets that done better than the Sabas Super Soft, and it's cheaper by at least $15, maybe $30 if they aren't on sale. So I think the price point on these gloves is excellent. So in summary, the overall makeup of the glove is good. You know, this is, you know, it's made in Pakistan. Many gloves are. That's not a knock, but if you have a pair of gloves that are made in Pakistan, or multiple pair, like, you know what I'm talking about. For a Pakistan-made glove, these are good. The makeup and quality, leather, stitching, all of that. The aesthetics of the glove, the design, I think is nice. Again, me personally, I would change this logo, either get rid of it altogether across this Velcro strap, or make it a little smaller and centered on this. Other than that, I think the looks and design of their gloves, especially some of their other colorways on their website, is really good. The fit and feel of these gloves is very good, especially for the price point of $100, which I think is just a really good value for what you get out of these gloves. So ultimately, you know, are these gloves a must-have? Are they a try it out or a hard pass? What should you do? I think these gloves, if you are looking for a pair of gloves that you like that soft, pillowy padding, and you like a compact hand compartment, definitely try these gloves out. At $99, I think you will be very pleased with the value you are getting in the quality and comfort and feel of these gloves. For $99, I think is a great price point. I think these could easily sell 120, 130, probably capped at what I would recommend for these gloves. So at $99, I feel like you're getting a pretty good bargain. And definitely getting good value for your money with these gloves. So that's everything I have for my first impressions of these heavy hitter 16-ounce Velcro boxing gloves. I hope you guys liked the video. Let me know if you have any comments about these gloves. Put them down in the comments, and also let me know, like, I think this is kind of a up-and-coming, less well-known brand. Let me know of other brands out there that I should be looking at. Please like this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified of all my upcoming videos, and subscribe to the channel as well, as I got a lot of other gear reviews coming your guys' way. Hope you guys like this, and I'll see you guys next time.